we've made manufacturing invisible in the state of New Jersey, perhaps in the United States. I think that it's a dying, if not dead, industry, and at best a technician-level point of entry. And I think that's part of what we need to be able to turn around.
How important is it to us that we can have inventors and entrepreneurs not only invent here, but make here? How am I going to design a good product if I don't understand how it's built? And how am I going to innovate in the design of that product without a deep appreciation of how it's made?
An economy cannot survive solely on service industry.
You hear all these things about, there's people available. I've had an opening for an applications engineer for over 6 months.
If we continue to repeat that manufacturing is dead in America, what message do you then send to kids?
I think it is important for us to really start trying to prove some of what we believe about the importance of manufacturing. I do believe there's a path forward that we can all get behind, and this can be bipartisan. People aren't interested in manufacturing jobs. We have an image problem here. It's dark, it's dirty, it's dangerous. And getting people to appreciate that that's not the case, that there are exciting career opportunities and a way to make things. What worked 20, 30, 40 years ago in this country in terms of training has changed because of global competitiveness. The skills that a manufacturing worker today needs are fundamentally more sophisticated and different than the skills they needed 40 years ago. This is not assembly line labor.
The training and the need of the people that we use are not just the classical training and needs, but problem solving. How do you solve a problem? How do you overcome? How do you adapt?
In clusters, it's not just the technical workforce, right? It's accountants who know the idiosyncrasies of an industrial sector. It's secretaries who can type chemical formula in a pharmaceutical industry, right? It's all of the professions who understand the subtleties and the nuances of that particular sector.
You've got to look at a lot of different aspects, and you've got to be quick to react and respond.
Nobody can be a sit back and manage.
I'm looking for contributors to society.
Everybody's got to have their hands on the throttle or whatever it is that you're responsible for.
I'm also looking for people with fire in their belly. And I don't care what level this is, whether it's the lowest level or the highest level.
And if they don't have that fire, they don't belong with us anyway.
This really was the birthplace of almost every major element of the American economy.
We have the best location in the United States, if not the world. We're in the middle of Boston to Washington in so many ways.
New Jersey is really a sweet spot for offshore wind. It has, a long coastline, relatively shallow waters. But really what it came down to, again, was leadership and the policy support for offshore wind.
Perma-Pure has been in New Jersey for about 40 years. It was originally brought here for lifestyle. There's a lot of advantages, especially as you go downstate a little bit. There's great places to live.
A strength of this state is our industry clusters. So a strength of this state is our workforce.
These are some of the things we need to do. We need to be prideful of New Jersey. We need to invest strategically and act collaboratively.
I think within this question about what do we do within a cluster of something called energy as it intersects with this world called advanced manufacturing, there aren't easy answers. The opportunity to bring together what I think are three of the significant drivers for how we might move forward. The first is the education, the second is largely the private sector, and the public sector.
Rather than worry about whether or not we're engaged in industrial policy, I think we ought to declare that we're engaged in innovation policy. Our policy should be to promote innovation.
Solving our energy problem is first and foremost in any discussion of being green. So we have this rich culture in New Jersey that is not only a manufacturing state, but an energy-related manufacturing state, and you can see the ways in which these things start to catalyze regional growth as one industry feeds the needs of another, and you start to have common functionality in the workforce.
In fact, we are living proof of the notion of supply chain management and clustering, because there have been all kinds of deals made, jobs obtained, contracts let. It's already happened. So we know that it works.